Hey guys, welcome back. This is FMAC Technique of the Week, Crossing Talon. I got Zach here to help me again this week. Thank you, Zach. Zach, I want to go ahead and switch sides real quick as we kind of discuss this technique. Crossing Talon is a technique against a cross-arm wrist grab. And in the Kenpo syllabus, in our terminology, Crossing Talon usually has to do with these things right here. Claws and talons are hands. And there's a reason for that. We're being grabbed at the wrist by the hand and it's crossing our body. So it's quite literally grabbing across the body, or in this case, grabbing me right here. So what Crossing Talon does is it works a couple of different theories of borrowed energy and movement, as well as using a stance, the horse stance, in order to control your opponent's height, width, and depth. And we'll talk about those. So it's a very technical and sophisticated technique, but it's easy to learn, and it's one of those techniques that is very useful in your Kenpo or in your self-defense background. So from here, we've got a cross-arm wrist grab. So he's leaning in right now, and obviously we recognize that the real world isn't so black and white if someone's just coming in and grabbing your hand and doing something and moving you around. It's not going to happen like that. What could actually happen is I could be minding my own business over here. I might have a purse or an iPhone or something in my hand, and I don't even know, and someone runs up and grabs my arm. Boom! Now this is where this happens. Now we're surprised, we're unsuspecting, and this technique has happened. At that point in time, go ahead, step back. I could be moving in any kind of area, and then the technique happens quickly. Boom! He's got it. So have you ever played tug of war? Let's play tug of war with my wrist. I'm going to pull this way, you pull that way. Who gets where? Nobody. But what happens, keep playing tug of war. What happens if I give just a little bit? I gain. Notice how when he was pulling on my wrist, and we're moving that way, and I'm pulling this way, and you're pulling that way, we get nowhere. But if I step in for a second, I can get some additional energy because he starts to fall back because he was pulling back. That's what he expected. We then went with the direction of the movement and we pulled back, and that was unexpected. We're going to do the same thing here with Crossing Talon, but we're going to use the directions left and right. So Zach, you go ahead and grab my hand as we're explaining this. So he's got my hand, he wants to pull, he's kind of moving it. I'm going to shoot out just slightly. And as I do, it's only to get the movement of the hand going in this direction. Now in reality, if I can shoot out and break my hand across, then I don't have to do anything else. I'm good. I've moved out of the technique and out of the range. And that just shot out and used his thumb to break across while I was stepping backwards. However, in Crossing Talon, that didn't happen. For whatever reason, they maintained their grip on our hand. So we use this direction, and we change the directions very quickly. Notice how I shoot across, and then I shoot my hand back in. And as I do, I'm stepping around into a horse stance. Now this stance is beginning to transition right now. As this arm is coming up, the blade of my knife hand is intersecting at his bicep. We're going to cut and roll the bicep across as this hand, my grabbed hand, in this case my right hand, continues to twist and counter grab. As we do, I then set and begin to settle in my horse stance right here. And as I go down, I control his height, width, and depth by moving my arm. Now this is going to roll across. We're practicing this roll, but in reality, as happens, bam, this is a break right here. This actually breaks because your left hand pushes down and your right hand pulls up. So we've got a break. We're going to continue the instruction and then we'll isolate some little parts. As that happens and this hand has rolled down, notice he's over. Watch what happens if I don't control his body. What if I don't use this? What if I kind of stand up? Zach, go ahead and put your hand up. Can you touch my face with the other hand? Oh, nice. So I've got some opportunity here to be hit. So what happens when I sink down and then control down? Zach, can you grab my face?
I cannot.
Can you strike me in the groin easily? Not really. Right, not really. So that's the whole point of here. We've got the control right here. You should be able to hold this all day long because there's a break that's happening. You're controlling their arm. Their elbow's actually here. It's pivoted because we've turned it over. And we're getting ready to continue this fight. Pulling back, striking the temple, raining down for the claw, grabbing up, and elbowing the spine. Let's pull it back up. So once again, as we talk about this technique and you've seen the flow, let's kind of work that flow real quick and then we'll isolate some parts of it. So go ahead, Zach. So we step. We've already isolated and moved. We've rolled this down. I'm in my horse stance. Elbow, rake, elbow. Come on back up. So let's talk about this some more and kind of look at where our body position is moving. Zach, go ahead and grab. So as he's grabbed, make a nice strong grab. When we begin the technique, and my fingers are twitching because he's grabbing real nice and strong, you can see his fingers right there. As we continue this technique, the first part is this solid grab. Before the techniques work, we wanted to have this grab, and we want to control this grab. And we do so by stepping at the same time as moving. This hand comes up to move and block this part of his body because we're going to begin pushing. Remember, we're shooting out. Go ahead and keep that grab. We're shooting out, and then from here, we're moving as a unit. If you saw my fingers, if you watch my hand, steps from here where he's grabbed, I shoot out, and as it does, my hand twists, and I am now over top. This arm comes in, bam, I'm placing pressure, I'm striking, and I'm rolling down as I'm sinking now. I'm planting into my horse stance. My knees are in, my back is straight, and I'm extending this arm right here and holding for the break. You feel that, Zach?
I do.
Boom. From there, we continue. Elbow the head, rake the eyes, elbow the spine. Also, very important, notice what happens with his arm. Go ahead and grab it again, Zach. So as I step out and in and begin to move, I pull his arm. I pull him into me. I keep his arm anchored here because I want to control this elbow. If I just let him stand like this, he's got a lot of distance there. Go ahead, Zach. Go ahead and stand up. Now I can get. Now I'm going to try to push you down. Can you stand up as high as you can get?
As far as I can get.
Okay, about as high as you can get. Watch what happens when I control the arm. Now go ahead and stand up.
This is as far as I can go.
Right. So keeping this hand anchored with this cross grab on your hip or on your solar plexus right here, on your abs, is very important. You want to keep that controlled and pulled into it. That allows you to maintain the control of the entire technique. So one time, nice, good speed, go. Smooth from the other side. Notice how my hand went down. You can't see him. Elbow back up. Face back to front. That was Technique of the Week, Crossing Talon. I'm Rob, this is Zach. We'll see you next time.